Goldman Sachs says 4 cities will suffer a 2008 crash in home values. The story is from a couple days ago. They predict that home values will worsen through 2023 due to skyrocketing interest rates and declining housing prices. The firm predicts that San Jose, it's a lot of sands, San Diego, Austin, and Phoenix will see the most drastic decreases of over 25%, similar to 2008, just in 2023. Goldman Sachs expects interest rates to remain at elevated levels longer than currently priced, in which the 10-year Treasury yields peaking in 2023 and raising their forecast for the 30-year fixed mortgage to 6.5% by the end of 2023. The bank states that these cities will suffer the lowest prices this year because they become too detached from fundamentals during the COVID-19 pandemic housing boom. Tom, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Pat, this is what we've been saying, isn't it? And this is just the first set. Now, Goldman Sachs has said, here's the first set, and these are the ones that are going to fall the farthest, so they're easiest to predict. Now, there's other places in the country that are stable. Like right now, Florida's prices are stable, kind of down 4.5%, what I was reading. And it's because there's still enough demand in Florida to keep them there, and there's not supply to push it down, but the transactions aren't happening. So this is just the beginning of what we've been talking about for 9 months. The interest rates, the overpriced market, and now here it comes. It's coming back. And the question is, the reason you have a crash, why do you have a crash? Because the price will fall until someone says, I'll buy it. That's how an inverted auction crash works, is the prices keep dropping until somebody says, I'll buy it. Just like the price of art will keep going up at an auction at Christie's until somebody says, I'm out, that guy can have the painting. It's the exact same thing, just in reverse. We saw this coming. We've been talking about it for a while.
Rob, can you pull this up? I'm about to send this to you. Adam, you can give some thoughts until he brings it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I actually kind of took a look at why these 4 cities. We've all seen what's happening in South Florida, especially in Florida. What goes boom must go bust, except for, I think, in South Florida. And where I'm kind of going with this is East Coast versus West Coast. Everyone on the East Coast, anyone in the Northeast, and if you're New York, Boston, Jersey, everyone is coming down to South Florida. They call Miami the 6th borough because they're not going to Atlanta. They're not going to South Carolina. They're not even going to North Carolina. Some people are. But everyone on the East Coast says, screw it, we're going south to Florida. All right, cool. So we can put that aside. Everyone on the West Coast, there's so many different options out there. If you're in California, you can go north to Oregon. You go north to Seattle. You go a little bit further east. Now you're in Vegas. You go south. You're in Texas. Like, there's so many different options out there. But each of these 4 cities, I was kind of going through this with my buddy Joe, who's here today. Shout out to Joe. And each of these cities have actually a very nuanced approach. So if you're looking at San Jose is what, 20 minutes outside of San Francisco? Yeah. Hello, tech jobs. We're seeing what's happening in the tech space. Microsoft, Google, the list goes on and on about how many people are getting cut from their jobs. 10,000 jobs being cut. Okay, so that's tech. Austin, same thing with tech, right? Isn't Austin a tech bubble as well?
Yeah.
So... And it's also, what do they say, keep Austin
Very
weird?
Good point you're making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then they call Austin Texifornia.
Texas,
so
hilarious.
And then obviously everything that's going on in California. Shout out to Gavin Newsom for being the U-Haul Employee of the Year for the 2 years running. Shout out to you.
Good job, buddy.
Amazing with him, MVP. California politics, the cost of living, it's crazy. San Diego, weird city, beautiful city, expensive though. Why are you moving to San Diego? What's the industry in San Diego? Last but not least, this is something that could raise a different conversation. Phoenix. How much of that is immigration? How much of that is immigration? Basically, people saying, yeah, I don't like what's going on here in Phoenix. So each of these cities are very weird. But back to your point, Tom, the underlying tone here is interest rates, inflation, cost of living for sure. But then there's a multitude of factors.
I would say to you, stay classy when you talk about San Diego. It's a little offensive. Can we go to the story?
Whale's vagina.
Can we go to this story here? So if you can show this.
That's like what you said, by the way. Yesterday we talked about what we believe.
We'll talk about that story with her maybe. Anyway, so this is Bloomberg. So we want to show both sides of the story. Bloomberg shows housing demand climbs as the U.S. market starts to show signs of life. Great. So for those that are in real estate, this is a plug for you. Go and zoom in a little bit so I can read exactly what it's saying in the description. If you can't do it, okay, there you go. Perfect. Housing demand is starting to show signs of recovery with pending sales of U.S. home prices. Home rising for the first time in more than a year, according to new data from Redfin. Pending sales climbed 2.9% in December. On a seasonally adjusted basis, this is the first month-over-month increase since October of 2021. Redfin says on Wednesday, other measures of demand, including data on brokerage, customers requesting home tours, and people contacting the company's agents, are up from November. Read more at the link in the bio. So go to the bottom now and let's see what people say. I want to read the comments now. If you can zoom in a little bit so you can, it says, first one, did a realtor write this? Number 2, don't do it. Next one, I was literally going over data last night that shows the opposite. Next one, this is completely false on all sorts of data. Austin, Texas is not having any issues like Bloomberg posts every week. You'll be broke, believe in everything this page posts. LOL. LOL, so contradictory. I mean, by the way, it's like 99% of the comments are saying you are full of shit is what they're saying to Bloomberg, right? So listen, here's what we're going to know. What we're going to know for sure is by the end of the year. The way I measure real estate is the following way. Ask the average real estate agent. The other day I was on the Clay Travis and Buck's show, which is great. They're great at what they do, and we're talking about the economy. And I said, if you want to measure how good real estate is doing, ask a realtor and ask them, how do you think 2023 is going to do? You know what their answer is?
It's great.
No. This is their answer. They'll say, well, I think 2023 is going to be a flat year. It's what's going to happen. And then I think 24-25 is going to be a great year. If a realtor who's very motivational, wakes up every morning listening to motivational videos, tells you it's going to be a flat year, it's going to be a down year, okay? Because that's just how these things work. If they tell you it's going to be freaking great, sick, it's probably going to be okay. So a flat year means just, if you're going to sell, and if you're going to live in your house for more than 5 years, you have nothing to worry about. If you're going to live in it more than 10 years, you're already in it. But if you're debating leaving 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, don't be too greedy right now. You may want to consider selling your house. And if you're about to buy a place, we're going to buy this building down the street for, they were in it for $54 million. You know which one I'm talking about. 150,000 square foot building. We go and we look at it. The guy says they'll take $32 million right now. I said, I'm not doing 32. He says, don't offer anything less than 28. It's offensive. I made an offer of 26. Okay? By the way, they said they walked. That same building we made an offer on 6, 7, 8 months ago. They were in the house in the building yesterday, upstairs. When you came in.
Oh, that was them?
Good. First of all, you know what Vinny does? Vinny out of everything. I'm having a serious business meeting. This guy's working on a skit. No joke. Did you hear what he did? This guy's a
Yes,
fool
he showed me the
doing
video. Yes.
He comes in with a briefcase saying, Pat, where do you want me to leave the supply they just dropped off? He opens it up. It's a bag with sugar in it that looks like cocaine. Did you understand what I just said?
He showed me the video.
Second floor is serious business, Vinny. First floor is skit.
They told me it wasn't serious, people.
Are you kidding me? That guy has $500 million of real estate sitting on.
You know what? Somebody in here was like, no, Vinny, go mess with Pat.
Anyways, long story short, I talked to the guy. Now the same property, they wanted 50. That went from 54 to 32. You know what they're willing to sell it right now? $20 million. So I made a $50 million offer.
50.
But here's
should they have took the 26?
They should have taken 26. I would have bought it.
Pat, me showing up with.
By the way, when I tell you beautiful building, I mean beautiful. Tom, is it a beautiful building or no?
It's a beautiful office
crystal clear building, everything immaculate. But so we're going to find out what's going to happen in real estate. I'm giving you commercial real estate. I'm not telling you residential. I'm giving you strictly commercial. But we're going to see what's going to happen with real estate next 12 months. The reality is someone's going to be right. A lot of people are going to be right. Okay, so if you enjoyed this clip, you want to see another one, click here to watch another clip. And if you want to take advantage of the latest Gold Signature Series products that just came out, we have a bunch of new merch that's out. This is a color-changing mug when you drink coffee. That lion turns into a real lion. And then we have hoodies with Valuetainment Gold on it, the Gold Signature Series hat, shirts. I'm an entrepreneur. Anyways, we have a lot of items. They're selling out. If you want to take advantage of the Gold Signature Series, click here, place your order, sport your Valuetainment gear, and tag us with the hashtag Valuetainment.